Yeah. Hi. How you doing?
Good, thanks. And you?
Good. Come on in. Sit, please. Do you need anything else, like a glass of water or anything?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, Amber, do you know why you're here today with me?
Yes, to talk about the project,
Yeah.
how it's been carrying on this year, my input in the project, and maybe what's going to go on next year.
Yes, that's exactly for what it's no. I want to make a review about this year, how you feel in your post, your work conditions, but it's also to see your results and to talk about next year. But remember, it's just a talk between you and me. I'm not here to judge you, just a conversation. Is that okay for you?
Yep, sounds like a good idea.
Great. So, can you just explain to me what you felt about this year concerning your figures targets? Can you just tell me if you think you realized your objectives? And then can you just tell me your objectives for next year? For example, do you want to be the next project manager or responsible for another pole? If you agree, at the end of this meeting, I'm going to recap all the meeting to make sure that we understand the same thing, and if I understand what you've said to me, is that okay for you?
Yep, sounds perfect. So this year I think it went really well in terms of the objectives that we set because they were realistic.
Yeah.
So each event was carried out in the best way because everyone was organised. Everybody knew. Well, I personally knew what I was doing. We'd set the objectives for each event to invite a certain number of people on the Facebook page, and each time we had, most times we had the correct number of people attending the event. There were just some moments where I thought there could have been maybe more people because there is a lot of potential for this project. But all in all, I think that everybody worked as a team, which is one of the most important things. Everybody was motivated, and so for the events.
We had two big events this year. The first one, le Centre Social de Tours, and the second one were l'Apéro Togolais.
Mm-hmm.
What were the objectives of these events, and what about the results?
Okay, so the objectives were mainly to make people more aware of this project because last year it was really under construction. Not many people knew what the purpose of this project was. So the first event was the social centre of Thouars. And so basically, it was a good event because we didn't start too ambitious because of this new because it was a new project. So we basically weren't like we set the standard a little lower than we would for next year, I think. So in that sense, it was a success because we had the correct number of people. We had to have a stall in the centre to promote the project. So I was the head of the events section, and I had to decorate the stand and have all the different animations around it and make sure that I made everybody was doing what they had to do, which was. In general, I think it was a success because everybody was in the clothing of the the project,
Mhm.
and it was really seeing the young people around us
Yeah.
taking an interest in what we were doing to try and raise awareness for the whole project in general.
Yeah.
And they were really interested. They took photos. They asked us questions.
Mhm.
The whole event was a success.
Okay.
I think next year we could possibly make it more ambitious. So set a higher number, set our standard to invite more people.
Yeah.
Because it was such a success last year, and we weren't even recognised really as a developed project.
Yeah. And I think we made a great work concerning the sensibilization.
Mhm.
Lots of young people were
Yeah.
touched by what we said.
Yeah,
So I think it
exactly.
was in this particular moment a
Mhm.
success.
Yeah.
And concerning the second event,
So the second event, the Apéro Togolais, so it was the African magic was the theme.
yeah,
So my mission was to prepare the whole event
yeah,
with all the different animations. So like with the social center, it was just logistics, food, buying the food necessary,
Yeah.
and planning the, the the place that we would have it that it would take place.
Yeah.
So my whole team helped me, which was really
yeah,
good. Wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So it was really a team effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a success.
Yeah.
I think that we had to put so on the Facebook event there were 45 who were going to the event and 78 who were interested, and so I think next year, as I said before, the increasing publicity that this project has got this year can really help increase the attendance for our hopes next year for next year's events.
Yeah.
So the one of the aspects was to do like a photo competition.
Yeah.
So we had everybody dressed up as in their kind of African costumes, and to help that kind of helped put them at ease, because it was like they were really into the theme, and it was in the evening as well, so people were more relaxed, and it was a different aspect to the first event, but at the same time it was like quite a good it was quite complimentary. So honestly I think it was a success in general. Everybody was really happy with the event. We didn't have any problems with the preparation. Everything ran smoothly. Everybody felt welcome. I think it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, that's a good news.
Yeah.
And it shows that our project become more and more popular, and will have a better visibility in the future. Because, as you know, it's very important for us to be well regarded and have more and more visibility, because the project can have money funding without this visibility, and it's easier to finish our budget plan, because it's the purpose of our project. So I think it's good. And what about the performance indicators, like in Facebook?
Yeah.
Or did you see some changes? Or
well, I think that on the Facebook page, that's one of the positive aspects, is because at the beginning of the year we had 300 likes, which is fine. But right now at the end we've got 200 more, so that's an indicator that the project is becoming more and more successful.
Okay.
yeah, so that's
Yeah,
a positive aspect.
because it's important, like I said, for the budget plan, but the budget plan is not everything, because as you know, visibility and communication about our project, not only in Catch but also in Bordeaux, is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to sensitize the city, the old city, about the importance of the humanitarian solidarity. Do you think that with these two actions, we sensitize the population, or just only the Catch
Just
people?
only Kedge?
Yeah.
Well, I think first the most important is Kedge, because we operate in Kedge, and it would be really nice to make as many students aware of our project as we can. So I think if we carry on developing that, but also I think it's not enough. We just have to focus on Bordeaux as well. So next year we could not just think about making the students at Kedge aware of our project, but we could also think about taking the project further to Bordeaux, maybe do events including the people of Bordeaux and not just the students at Kedge. So that's really something that I'm interested to work on. If I had the chance, I would, just to make the whole team less centralized in Kedge and more global. Well, global, like start in Bordeaux at least. So I think as the events manager, that would be really something that I could work on with a lot of interest and passion and motivation.
Okay. With that, we just finished the summary of this year. That's good. Before speaking of something else, do you want to tell me anything else, some figures or something else? I don't know. Have you not?
I think in terms of figures, we're okay. I think we've gone over everything of this year. Just to say that it was really good to be the events manager, because it really allowed me to develop the qualities that I would like to use later on in my life for future projects, which we can talk about afterwards. But otherwise, I think we all worked well as a team. Everybody knew what they had to do at the right moment. I think as we said, the project was kind of under construction this year. We had to really build it up from the ground, and that has, seeing as it was in this state, I think we've done a good job so far. Next year we can do better, but I think I'm happy for this year.
Yeah. Did you have some difficulties with your courses and the project? Because I think it's a lot of work. How did you manage that?
I think I managed my time fairly well, because there is a lot of work for this project as well as everything else. But that's kind of, you have to learn to delegate your work. If you know that people are capable of doing what you can do, I think it's important to give other people, let other people have a chance to progress in the team as well. So that was okay. I don't think there were any major stresses concerning that, and as I said, people worked well in the team and no major catastrophes, so it was all good.
I understand that you have worked in addition to the project. That's difficult. I surely understand that. But as the project manager, I really saw that you worked very well for the project. You were with different posts on Facebook, and your duties were important. But you also made a schedule with different deadlines, and the other member of the team respect the deadline. And I think it was a good point for you, didn't it?
Yeah, so the schedule, I wasn't really sure if it would work at the beginning, but I was pleasantly surprised by how it turned out.
Yeah.
It's really important to schedule the various events in a clear, effective way next year, so that's something we can keep in mind. And for the new team that we're going to recruit, we can really think about that and making it a priority.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it was good.
And what about your needs in terms of budget? Did you have enough money to make whatever you wanted to do, or do you think that you've had to demand more money at the CDR, or?
I think this year we had enough because it was under construction. We didn't need an enormous amount because we started off fairly unambitious to really make a foundation for this project.
Yeah.
So for the various events, one of them was we had a slight loss of money, of income, but it was profitable, especially on the Apéro Togolais.
Yeah.
We made a profit of about 200 euros.
That's it.
So that was a great success.
Yeah.
And in the social centre of Thouars, we didn't actually spend a lot of money because we just had our own decorations and the objects and clothes that we had at our houses that we could just bring. So it wasn't that really helped us save money in terms of the global budget. We didn't actually use that for this event, so that was quite good.
Okay, but I understood, and so at the beginning of this year, that you didn't have much to do because I think we didn't manage well the two pole events and pole communication.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can regroup in the future these two pole. What are your thoughts about that?
I think I agree. I agree because there are lots of things in common with the two different poles, and I was talking to the communications manager, and we realized that even though I deal with events and she deals with communications, it's we have a lot of the same responsibilities, and so I think we'd have to, if we wanted to really fusion as one big group, we'd have to talk to everybody and have a meeting. But I think for next year that could be an example of one of the changes we could make. Okay,
I'm going to take note of that. Do you have something else in mind for this year, or are you good?
In terms of objectives, no. I think the fusion with the communications pole, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm still motivated to potentially become I'd like to become the project manager one day. I mean, we could see if that could be possible, maybe not next year or the year afterwards.
Yeah.
Because of all the work that I've put in, it's really something I aspire to do.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
No, I really like where I am at the moment. Managing people is something I like doing, and it's especially the events. I really like the events that we have done because it just shows how much we can progress in 1 year.
Yeah.
And so I think next year, we can do more events, and as we said at the beginning, invite more people, and because everyone will be more aware. I'd really like to, because before this I wasn't used to being, I'd never been the events manager before, so I thought, I'm not gonna, am I gonna be okay? Is this gonna be okay? But finally, in the end, it was, it's been a really good experience that I'd like to continue and just, keep going and project manager one day, like, why not?
Okay, so let's talk about the next year. What do you see in the future? Like you said before, you want to be maybe the project manager.
Mhm.
Why project manager?
Mhm.
What are your inspirations for
Mhm.
this particular pool, or another things in
Yeah.
the project Sogo?
Well, I think we could maybe have another apéro togolais,
Yeah.
because that was one of the main successes of the year. But
Yeah.
I also think the social centre in Troyes was a really good way because it helped. Because the apéro is focused for a certain type of person, whereas the social centre is it's the same project, different target. The whole purpose is to make the project more global, and as we also said before, to make some events, to do some events outside of Kedge. So Bordeaux, I think we could really get some good things in. I mean, we'd have to talk with the team, and if we're going to fusion with the communications pole, then we could really. I think we could really do some good things in Bordeaux as well as Kedge. So that would be something I'd like to do, and I would like to improve my competences in this particular field of work, so that I can carry on. Carry on.
Okay. So you don't want to be the project manager, you want to stay in the events pool, or?
Well, I mean, I would like to become the project manager, but I'm also happy as the events manager. So
You're not quite sure now.
I think maybe next year keep going with the events, and then when I'm more confident, we could do project. I could think about project management. So.
Do you think that the next year for you in the events pool would be a good year in terms of developing abilities, or do you think that it's going to
different skills?
Or do you think it's going to, I don't know, improve your capacity of leading?
I think so,
to
because
next year with the project manager.
I think maybe? If I had the goal of being a project manager, I would really be motivated to improve my capacity of leadership. All leadership skills are essential in any field, and I'm really happy being events manager. So leadership skills would be something I would definitely work on, as well as just communication skills, making sure my team are happy, because that's something as project manager, I wouldn't be as focused on the events, I'd be focused on everything, making sure people are happy, making sure everything's working cohesively. So if we could keep going like that, that would be good for me.
Okay, and what about the objectives? Do you have specific measurable objectives for next year? I don't know, for in terms of events, like do you want to develop the apéro togolais, or in terms of number of people going in this particular event?
I think we could invite at least 30 more people. So I think the objective of 30 would be completely attainable. Not, I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think it's manageable. I think we should just see how it goes, and keep trying to make innovative events, and not base things too low like we did this year, because it's not going to be under construction next year. So I think we could be a bit more ambitious.
Okay. What about the social center of Troyes? Do you think that was a good idea? Do you want to develop this, or?
I would like to develop it in the sense that maybe do another event as well as that. So same kind of theme, same purpose, but maybe in Gradignan or in Bordeaux Centre. Because the in Troyes, it's people have to actually go and make the effort to take the trip to the place. But if it was in the centre of Bordeaux, I'm sure we could find a nice place to host the event. and just as I said before, invite more people. Keep maybe the same theme. I mean, it's something that we'd have to talk about with the team, but I'm definitely motivated to bring more people, even more people this year, more people from Bordeaux, not just Kedge, because Kedge is important. Kedge is like the centre, but then we've got this whole opportunity in Bordeaux. Exactly, it's a big city. We've got loads of opportunity that I'd like to think about next year. So yeah.
Okay, we're at the end of the meeting. To sum up, I think that this year was a good year for you and for the whole team, the whole project. I think you're very good in your pool. You have developed your skills, and I think that the will that you want to stay in this pool is good because you're going to improve your skills to become maybe next year the project manager, not next year but
The
2
year
years.
after, yeah.
So, and I think your ideas to develop this pool are very good because you have the experience, and I think that it is the best idea for you to stay here.
Okay.
Are you okay with this? Summary?
Yeah, that seems like a good thing.
So I need your signature right
Okay.
here. And after that, you're free to go.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day and see you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.